Hey, this is and today we're working in the wonky, wonderful world of Wendy Wonka's Chocolate Fetish Factory. This is Chapter 2, Issue 2, and today I'll just be inking a page from that. I am preparing because Issue 2 will be on pre-order this weekend, August 10th, and we just finished up the Tales from the Crypt Keeper contest. That went really well. We got a lot of entries, a lot of good entries, and I have stayed caught up on all the entries. If you've submitted an idea, I've read it, and I pretty much, decided the ones that we're going to be going with. I need to kind of create a page plot outline to make sure I can take all these winners before I, commit to it. We've never had this many winners before in a contest. That's why I'm a little unsure, and I need to kind of create a page outline before I announce this stuff because there's a lot of winners. I think we're going to have 4. There might be 5, but definitely 4 winners of this story contest. We're going to have 4 stories, which is the most stories in an issue we've ever had. I know we've had 3. Usually there's 2 or 3. And this one's going to have 4. So, yeah, it's going to be a good, lengthy issue. Lots of fun in this Tales from Crypt Keeper 8 going to happen. All right, so I am on top of this contest because I have done something kind of crazy. I've decided that I was addicted to this game on my phone, and knowing that I was going to have a lot of reading to do with this contest, I decided that I am going to kind of do what Catholics do for Lent. I was going to give up this game called Galaxy of Heroes. It's a Star Wars game for Android or Apple phone. It's an EA game, which if you know EA, that's a red flag. Very evil, evil corporation. Voted most evil corporation in the gaming industry. Maybe not in the gaming industry. Maybe just all around most evil corporation. They have no ethics in the games and the software they develop and what they do to companies and everything. It's just wrong. A lot of the stuff they do is, morally reprehensible. And so moving on, back to the story. I was saying I gave up this game called Galaxy of Heroes. I have never spent a single dime on the Galaxy of Heroes game, but it is like a Clash of Clans game. Maybe you've heard of that, where you download this game on your phone. It's free. The way they get your money is they get you addicted to the game. You can unlock stuff, and if you're not paying to unlock it, it takes about 3 months to unlock most of this stuff. Some of the really good characters, they make really good characters, and if you don't pay for them, it's going to take you like 3 months to get them. Or you can pay like $300 or $400 to play with these characters. And so a lot of people will spend like $1,000 every month on this game, and they are supporting this evil corporation. They're supporting the the evolution of gaming, where there's not going to be games like there used to be. I've just kind of quit being a gamer because I hate how all the games have turned into this gambling, gaming, pay to play, pay to win system. They're realizing they can make a lot more money because people get addicted and just don't have time to pump all this time into video games, and it's changing the industry. Fans are fighting back, but also fans are not fighting back, and it's changing the gaming industry, and I don't like where it's headed. I'm sure a lot of people don't, but they continue to play just because it's the whole gaming thing. Anyways, this game, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, I never admitted really to anyone that I played it. I was kind of ashamed that I played it. I was not proud of the fact that I was, playing this game. If I was talking to my friends, I wouldn't be like, "Oh yeah, I played this game called Galaxy of Heroes." No, it's just, yeah, it's this kind of like stupid addiction. It's like your guilty pleasure. What is that called? Guilty pleasures. And so I decided that I am going to work towards quitting the game, which is a lot. I've spent like a year playing this game. I got this game back when Battlefront came out, and the little ad for Galaxy of Heroes came with it. I'm sorry if you don't know what Galaxy of Heroes is. If you're not concerned about like mobile gaming, this might not relate to you. But if you play mobile games, you should realize this doesn't just apply to mobile games. This applies to social media. If you're not aware of what's going on with social media, like Facebook, Twitter, what else? YouTube a little bit. I know I'm on YouTube right now, and I use all these platforms, social media platforms. The danger with all these platforms is really inherent, that they engineer it in order to manipulate your thoughts and your actions. What I hate intensely about EA's game that I'm quitting, it became an addiction. They have engineered these things to become addictive, and they have engineered them using like strategies from casinos, from casino games. They work to get you addicted and to get you so attached to these games that you're willing to fork over your money for it. Something that really does not have any added value to your life outside of your screen. You can't even sell these games if you've built yourself up. If you spent a whole year working on this game, a lot of people were thinking, I can just do all this work and then someone will want to buy it from me. You can't sell it. It's not, they don't allow that. So there's really no intrinsic value on something that people are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on. I always said, I'm not spending money on it. I'm just spending my time. But the danger in that is, once they know you're spending your time on it and say your money, well, this is a pre-thought, but for the people who are free to play, it becomes an addiction to your phone. They know you need to spend as much time on your game as possible, so they get you spending more time on your phone. They have researched that the more time you spend on your phone, the less likely you are to be able to have your attention stay focused. It's very important to me that I be able to control my need to like pull out my phone and look at it. I see a lot of people who put a very high importance on their phone, and it kind of pulls them away from reality, creating that virtual reality for them, and that's not what I want with my life. I'm really hoping that this game, quitting this game kind of pulls me away from the phone and keeps me just focused on life and focused on what really matters. I am blessed to have a good enough life outside of my phone where I can just, appreciate a few minutes of nothingness over a few minutes spent looking at my phone. And it helped having this contest, because with this contest I had something to pull out and enjoy reading while I was getting over this addiction to this game I have. And the game was the first thing I looked at in the morning. It was the last thing I looked at night. It was what I looked at during the lunch break. When I took a break from drawing, I stopped looking at my computer screen and looked at my phone screen, and it was just becoming too much, and I wasn't happy with what had happened. And I'll tell you, if you want to do the same thing and try to break an addiction to some type of social media or game on your phone, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. I feel so much more clear-headed now that I'm not like addicted to looking at my phone every 30 minutes. It was programming my mind to check my phone and to get on the game and get the special energy that comes every 6 hours, sometimes every 2 hours. And it's just it was so destructive to my ability to focus and give my attention to something. And as a comic artist, as an artist, like, something that you have to have is your ability to focus your attention on something for a long period of time. I think I was feeling a lot of internal anxiety because I couldn't put my finger on it, but something was going wrong with my work. I was feeling like something just isn't right. And it's because it takes like hours when you're working on, look at all this. I've spent like 20 minutes working on these two things, and it takes like a half a day at least to ink a whole page. And if you're taking a break every like 10 minutes or 15 minutes from the screen and kind of diverting your attention, you lose that momentum, and it really just messes with things. So it's really good when you're doing something artistic like this, when you have your whole schedule just kind of cleared out, and you can not have your attention diverted, you can not have interruptions. That's when you really get the work done. And I think I was probably missing that, and feeling this desire to pull away and look at my phone, see how the game was going, that kind of thing. So all that to say, if you have an addiction to social media or games like Clash of Clans or Galaxy of Heroes, I would encourage you to think about taking a little break from them, because that's what I'm doing. My wife is actually thinking that she's addicted to Instagram, and felt like it might have been causing some depression by looking at other people's lives so much and comparing, because what you're doing is you're looking at highlights of other people's lives and you're comparing it to your life, and you say, oh, they're having so much more fun, they're doing so much more cooler things, they're going places, I'm not going places, and look what their jealousy, depression, all that kind of stuff comes from comparing highlights of someone else's life to your current life. And so my wife is taking a little break from Instagram, probably a permanent break, hopefully. But we're doing this together. We're trying to break some addiction to our phone. We really noticed that, like, I have a kid, a little girl, and it's easy to give a kid a phone just to say, watch this phone for a few minutes while we do something, while I, do something that I have to do. But it seems like an easy fix, but it is not. Once the kids get the tablet or the phone, you just sign up for a blow-up tantrum when you take that phone away. So we are trying to not pass on our addictions to our kids. We're trying to keep our kids away from phones and tablets for as long as possible, even social media. So I don't know. I feel like there's kind of this movement going on, that's picking up a little bit of steam out there in the world, that, the dangers of social media and trying to stay away from social media as much as possible. But, a lot of people just can't do that. We're really plugged into social media, this virtual reality we've created for ourselves, even though it's 2D, it's not even 3D yet. A lot of us are plugged into it. So we're trying to unplug a little bit. I'm not trying to be like a new age hippie or something like that. I am just trying to get my focus back and not feel like there's something in my mind that pulls me away and kills my attention span as I am working, because that's really important to me. So anyways, if you have any comments, if you have any addictions like this, if you want to go on this journey with us, we're trying to break some addictions that involve phones. So if you want to do this too, if you want to keep us up to date on what you're breaking from, if you think EA is evil, and if you have an opinion on where this gaming industry is going, anything like that, please leave us a message. We will enjoy a little conversation with you. Look for Wendy Wonka pre-order of Chapter 2, Issue 2 this weekend, and I hope you all have a good week. This is Okay. Thank you for supporting the channel. Hit that like button if you enjoy these videos, and if you support breaking from your phones more. Bye.